Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is just going to be a 1-year life update for me. I did post a video roughly a year ago that's called Goodbye Texas. If you have never watched it, I do recommend watching it just because it kind of gives you a more in-depth story of how I made this move to Florida and why I've been here for the past year and what I pretty much went through to make the decision of moving. But this video is going to be an update. I posted on my Instagram a little box for you guys to ask questions about how this year has been, how I've grown, what I've done, if I love it here, if I'm staying here, and all those different things. So this is just going to be your typical Q&A type video. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet, but yeah. Welcome to my 1-year life update in Florida. To start, I am going to give you guys just a really short summary of how I've come to living here in Florida. So I came from Texas. I met Brad and Aubrey last July, I believe, at Alphalete. It was either July or June is when I met Brad and Aubrey, so I've only known them for a little over a year. Well, I met them at this event and I got to know them and I got to volunteer at the Fat and Weird booth, which was really, really cool and it was a lot of fun. I've never had a Fat and Weird cookie until I worked this booth with them, and my first cookie was the Pudge, and I've been in love ever since. If you don't know about Fat and Weird, just look down below. I'll put the link to their website so you can kind of get familiar and hopefully snack some cookies at some point. But back to the story. So met Brad and Aubrey a little over a year ago through a friend, and a short month and a half later, I was reached out to from Aubrey, and the idea was pitched to me from a friend from Brad about basically just joining the Fat and Weird team, moving to Florida and being an assistant and mentored by Aubrey because I wanted to be an online fitness coach at the time and I was studying for my NASM, and I was pretty hesitant on it because not a lot was happening for me in Houston, at all. I had no job interviews, I had no real career going for me, and I have a bachelor's and a master's degree, so it was a very rough time for me. And so when this idea came to light, I was very scared, very hesitant, but I prayed on it quite a bit, and I passed my NASM, which was a big deciding factor. If I didn't pass, I wasn't going to move. Well, I passed. My dad supported my decision, all these different things. And yeah, so I ended up saying, yeah, I'm going to come join Fat and Weird. I'm going to work under Aubrey. And now here I am, Team Fat and Weird, online fitness coach with Memories Over Macros, and it's been really great. It's been a lot of fun, and that's kind of the really short summary of how I got here. And so now let's get to some questions. All right, so I am literally going to read them off my phone, so here we go. First question, what personal growth have you seen and loved in yourself since moving? I love that I made this move and I haven't regretted it since I've made it. I've talked about this on my Instagram a handful of times, but I'm really good at making big decisions and then eventually finding reasons to saying the decision was a bad decision or it brought me more harm than good, and I'm really good at twisting it into something that it's not, and I haven't done that. So I really love that I've stood behind my decision to move this entire year and I'm still standing behind it. So are you going to stay in Florida when your roommates move out? I am staying in Florida still. I feel no desire to leave. I feel like I haven't completed my purpose here yet. There's just something big that I feel like I need to do here that I haven't done. When Brad and Aubrey move, I'll probably still be living in the same facility, just separated by a wall. Favorite thing about Florida, the freaking beaches. Man, I grew up going to Galveston, which if you've watched my last video, you saw little bits and pieces of it, of what Galveston looks like, and I was so prideful of that place. And then I moved here, and now I see white beaches and clear water, and it's just mesmerizing. How did you transition to living far away from your family? I still kind of struggle with this sometimes. I do get periods where I'm very, very homesick and I miss my parents. I actually just went 8 months of not seeing them, which is the longest I've ever been away from my parents. Even when I went to college, I went to school 45 minutes away, so I still saw them when I wanted to. And it was really rough because I just feel like there are some feelings and emotions you get that you don't want to confide in a friend about, but you want to confide in your parents about, or your sister or brother. And it was really hard not having that access and that availability from them. Homesickness is going to happen and you're going to miss them because they're your family, but it helps a lot knowing that your family supports what you're doing. And then while we're on the subject of moving away from home, a lot of y'all asked for like tips to moving far away, how to get used to a new environment, a new living space. And I think what's really helped me is that I didn't waste time finding a community and finding friends. I'm pretty introverted, I want to say. Like, new friends kind of make me nervous, and I'm pretty shy until you get to know me. But I found a church really fast. I found a small group really fast. I got close with some of the employees that I work with Fat and Weird. And I also like really built my relationship with Brad and Aubrey too, which has helped a ton. I want to say the biggest advice I can give if you're moving to a new place is to not be fearful and shut yourself out, but like be open and ready to receive the new relationships and the new people you're going to encounter, and the new places that you're going to see. And, you know, just look at it as like you're having a chance to make new memories. The sooner you get out there, the sooner you'll feel more normal, the sooner you'll feel like home, and the sooner you'll adjust. So don't be afraid of new friends, okay? Okay, we're moving on. How are you financially able to pack up and move? I'm not a big money spender. I did not have a lot moving here. I had maybe like $1,200 in my account. I sold a lot of gym clothes on Poshmark. I kind of just winged it. Like, I moved here and I was like, well, I have to make money to live, so here we go. And I had just enough to get here, and then I've been very fortunate and blessed to like continue to build my income, and this is probably the most financially stable I've ever been in my life. What made you decide to take the risk and just do it? So in my Goodbye Texas video, I go into a pretty good like rant TED talk on this, but my move was purely based on just like my faith in a sense. For those who have been following me for a while here on YouTube or on my Instagram, I am a Christian, Jesus lover, believer, and I prayed over this move for a really, really long time, and I literally just like had nothing else going for me, and it just made sense because, you know, when like all your ducks just all of a sudden like fall in a row and you're like, wow, this is really weird, nothing ever goes good for me, but this one decision, everything is flowing into place, I wonder why. That was my sign to me. I do think it was just in that season of my life, I was so desperate for God to lead me and to move me and to do something, and by allowing him to have full access to like my heart and this decision, I think he pretty much just steered the way for me. Was it awkward-ish living with your bosses at first? I think it was, I wouldn't say it was awkward. As I said before, it was just really challenging for me to find that work-life balance because I lived with my bosses. It was really hard for me to know like, okay, when do I stop working? Brad and Aubrey are really open to communication, and they're open to hearing me out if I say like I need certain hours like cut, or if I need to extend my hours a different day, or if I just need time to do something else. Like, they're really good about giving me freedom, but also like keeping that structure. Which state do you like better? I am a die-hard Texas girl all day, every day. I will always love Texas. So if you're a fellow Texas fam, comment down below how awesome Texas is, because I know you agree with me. All right, we're gonna keep moving, guys. We're getting there. Do you plan to stay in Florida? As of right now, I do. How long? I don't know. What's gonna move me? I don't know. But right now, I'm pretty content with where I am, and I love where I am. Would you say Brad is more like a super embarrassing dad or annoying older brother? 100% annoying older brother. Like, the brother that I've always wanted is in Brad, and he really knows how to push my buttons like a brother should, so definitely annoying older brother. Why did I specifically move here? I moved here to pursue online coaching and to be mentored by Aubrey, to join Fat and Weird, and to just really push myself out of my comfort zone to truly grow and thrive, because I think a lot of people get stuck in the comfort zone, and when you're comfortable, you're not always growing. And because you're so comfortable, you don't even realize that you're not even growing. So yeah, that's why, pretty much, to make sure that I'm pursuing my best self at all times. Do you love Publix now? I am always team H-E-B. I actually miss H-E-B so much, but Publix is, I guess, a good close second. Any recommendations for new Florida residents? Definitely test out as many food places as you can, because there's a lot of good hole in the walls. Go watch a sunset and a sunrise as soon as possible, and go to the beach as often as you can. Those are my recommendations. Do you ever sit and wonder what if you never moved from Texas, or what I would be doing? I think I've had a moment where I've sat back and thought like, dang, if I never would have moved to Florida, I would be doing, and then insert whatever is in my head. And honestly, I think, especially during COVID and everything, I've been very fortunate to still have my jobs and to still have my income. But if I was in Texas, I wouldn't have had a job, and I wouldn't have had any sort of money coming in. I think if I was in Texas, I would have settled for something that doesn't bring me joy when it comes to work. And I think I would be probably still living at home and very hesitant of growing and moving out and such. Like, I don't see a lot of positives. I mean, I'd be around my family and my best friend and my church and stuff, and that's about it. That would really make me love being in Texas still. But other than that, I think I would have really plateaued or regressed in life. Is it really hot as Hades here? Texas is hotter, but it's pretty hot here, actually. Could you see yourself living in Florida again or wanting to explore other places? I do want to travel at some point. I mean, obviously right now during COVID, traveling is just not as fun, but I want to go like more up north, like in the Carolinas and like New York and Maine area, because I've never been up there before. So I feel like you're a little bit closer. Maybe you can just inch your way up. So I do want to travel a little bit to the northern side. So yeah, or northeast-ish. Yeah, maybe. How different was your expectation versus reality of moving? Did you think it wasn't going to be great and then end up loving it, or the other way? I came to Florida knowing I would love it for different reasons than what I actually love it for. So when I moved here, I knew I would love it because I'm like, it's change. I'm going to be doing cool things. I'm going to pursue things that I love. I'm going to have all this time and freedom. And there was a guy involved. And so I thought like relationship was going to be great. And then now I love Florida because I have stability and I have structure and I'm growing and I feel like more fulfillment in everything that I do, not just the jobs that I do, but the relationships I have and the growth that I'm feeling. So I knew I would love it here, but I originally loved it for different reasons than I currently love it for now. So that kind of answers the question, maybe. Do you hate Brad and Aubrey after living with them? No, Brad, I don't hate you guys after living with you. Silly question. Have you visited new places in Florida? I've been to Tampa and I've been to Destin. I love Destin. Tampa was fun. I really want to go to Orlando. I want to go to Harry Potter World, and that's about it. I don't really want to go to Miami and stuff. I don't have a desire, but anywho. How did you make friends in the area? Going to church helped a lot, and through church I have like my small community group and then the friends of that group, so that's expanded, and I'm friends with some of the people I work with, so that helps. But other than that, like I'm pretty, I don't want to say I'm selective with my friends, but I'm very hesitant to allow new friends in. So I'm okay with like my small little tribe of friends that I have now. Does your family ever make comments that make you feel guilty? They don't. I mean, they poke fun at me saying that they miss me and they wish I would come home more, but not in a sense where they're trying to make me feel bad. It's just they tease me about it a little bit, but they're always reminding me how proud they are first and how they're like, wow, you're really sticking this out. Like, this is awesome. We're so proud of you. How has your fitness journey changed since moving to Florida? Well, when I moved here, because I was in such a rough place in my life, it affected my health. And so when I moved here, I was like 20 pounds lighter maybe. And I was very, very tiny. I didn't eat enough and I trained way too much and I was a mess. But then moving here, Brad and Aubrey have kind of like taught me a lot about nutrition, how to train properly. Ben helped coach me through a bulk and a mini cut. And so like I feel like I've gained a lot more knowledge since moving here. All right, last question. Best and worst part about moving states. Okay, so I will say, I don't want to say this is a worst part. This is a hard part and it's a very challenging part, but moving states, like what I've kind of touched on earlier, was just adapting to a whole new place with whole new groups of people, new food places, new grocery stores, new gas stations even, like new neighborhoods, like just the amount of newness, if you're not a fan of change, is really, really hard to overcome and to embrace and to kind of allow yourself to mold to it, It can be very, very challenging. I don't want to say it's the worst part. It's a challenging part because new things they can be really hard to accept. But the best part is that you do get to have all these new things. And like I said, you get new experiences, you get new friendships, new relationships, you get to relive certain things, but get to do them differently, you know? And you have a chance to be somebody that you didn't think you were capable of being. You have a chance of being better than who you thought you ever could have been. You know, so I think there's a lot more good to outweigh the bad when it comes to moving states or moving in general. And it's just a matter of like allowing yourself to embrace the newness and embrace the change instead of like hiding from it. Like I said before, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I think that a lot of y'all really need to hear this. It's just when it comes to things changing, a lot of the times when you're very fearful of it, it's probably one of the best changes you could have. So yeah, just kind of like take that in for a minute and embrace new things. Okay, so those were all of the questions that y'all asked me. Everything else were kind of like spin-offs of all those questions, so I hope I got to them. But basically overall, I am really, really happy with this move. I am happy that I've made it an entire year with no doubts or regrets and no desire to retreat or run away. I feel like I'm still learning a lot about myself. I feel like I'm still growing in certain aspects. You know, and I feel like I have so much more to do here, and it's really, really exciting. My online coaching is doing really well, especially with Aubrey. Found Weird is doing amazing things, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. There's storefronts opening soon, so there's gonna be like an actual place to come see us. It's gonna be so cool, and you know, it's just really awesome, and I love it, and I'm very happy to be here. And I love that some of you guys actually show interest in this whole move of mine, because it was a really, really big deal for me. And I still have moments where I'm like, wow, I really did this, and it's really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and a lot of you guys told me on my last video that you like vlogs, which is great, so I'm gonna try and think of ideas to incorporate more vlogging for you guys. But if you like this video, shoot me the thumbs up, comment down below if you were here for my Goodbye Texas and this video, so I know where the OGs are, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. You know what I mean? Okay.